I just watched a video from a Gen Xer who feels like she just woke up. How did we get here? I bought it all. I bought a house. I went in the army. I served my country. I'm disabled. I'm trying to get 100% disability because of my pain, and I don't medicate with morphine. I work every day. I have to. At one point in my life, in the not so distant future, I could afford my home with my wife, and now I have 2 roommates. Like, when only 5 people have all the money, and they just print it when they want to, and they just send it away to places that they have special interests in, because this whole world is led by evil corporations that feed us garbage. Come on, man. The very first, I woke up and saw it all for what the it is. I fought for this. I believed it. I thought 9/11 was real. What a joke, man. You think Baltimore was real? You think that bridge just collapsed like that? And the same mother... And I went in the army because 9/11, the same mother... had an insurance policy on a bridge that randomly got blown to bits by a boat in a building. Has anybody ever thought, yeah, 2 planes hit those 2 buildings, but that building just collapsed with no plane hitting it? Meanwhile, passengers like me who want to fight for America take a terrorist out. It was bought by a corporation to do this in the beginning. They crash somewhere else. Maybe that plane was supposed to hit that building and they could explain that one away.
And then, as a man that was in the army, I don't know if this is something he has processed yet, but the fact that he was in the military in all of these other countries fighting for the interest of the US or fighting for his country. And because he bought into these lies, right, the lies that the US told, he definitely believed he was fighting the good fight. He was going to help his country spread democracy. They are the good guys, when in fact, they were the ones who were actually going about the world causing mayhem, distraction and destruction, pain, suffering, and trauma. Now imagine this kind of person coming to realize that all the things he was fighting for in the army was actually lies, and that he was supporting the bad side. Because now he's waking up to the lies. Now he's seeing through the BS. So I can only imagine how it will be for him, one who was in the military, believing he was doing something good for his country, and hell, maybe something good for the world, not knowing that he was part of the problem. Imagine him finding out now that he was part of the problem. Spent his life fighting for something, only for him to find out that that isn't true, that he was fighting for a lie. It was all a scam. And now, after all of it, he has nothing to show for it, nothing of value to show for it. This is actually very sad. It's very unfortunate. And it's not just about him because he's a white guy, no, because there are black people who bought into these same lies as well. And then they joined the military with good intentions, not only for themselves, but for their country, right? And hell, sometimes they join the military thinking that they'll be doing good for the world at large, genuinely not knowing that they are going to be doing the direct opposite of that. And I can only imagine what it's like for a black person to come to this same realization that this white guy just came to, when you come to realize that, oh, you as a black person joined the army, and then you were getting sent to these other black countries to go cause destructions, mayhem in their countries and bring pain to your own people. I actually sometimes find myself wondering what it's like for the black people who are in these militaries, how they feel later when the realization of what they are actually were actually part of and what they contributed to. Like I genuinely sometimes wonder how they handle that, because it's not going to be easy. And isn't it crazy? Isn't it, whenever I think about it, I always find it insane how it is that some group of men can, for their selfish interests, leave their countries and then travel across the ocean to go cause problem in someone else's country. President Ruto, I'm looking at you and how you are letting them use you, the Kenyan army, and the Kenyan people against Haiti. But then they can up and leave, go back to their country, to their gated areas where they have security and whatnot, and stay behind closed doors, safe, eating well and sleeping well, but then call the men in the general public to go and fight the wars that they started. And it's just crazy to me how people have not clocked in on this yet. Let the people who start the bloody war go fight the war. Let them go and fight each other. Why are you, the everyday person, the one going to sacrifice your life, your mental health, having to deal with post-traumatic stress disorders and the other numerous traumas and maybe disability, going to fight for battles that, one, maybe makes no sense, that two, is probably very diabolical that battle is happening, because, you know, especially when you're fighting for the side that caused the problem. Like, I understand the side who is defending, but when you're fighting for the side that caused the problem, like, it makes absolutely no sense. Like, I don't even know if I'm making any sense right now, but I hope you guys understand what I mean. Like, the entire thing is crazy.
What has happened to our country? My friend just told me that his good friend is down in Panama. He's like an ex-CIA SF guy, and he's watching people show up in hundreds and hundreds because there's no passport or immigration rules in Ecuador or some shit like that, and they walk the Darien all the way here, man. This is designed. It is like a fire sale right now. They are printing money, and our whole money system is built on debt. It's a joke. It's the world's greatest Ponzi scheme that they have convinced the masses to just do whatever the fuck they say.
I made a video on this on TikTok, and for the sake of this video, because I'm mentioning it now, I'm going to repost that video I made on money on here. So yeah, seeing how this video is up right now as you are watching it, the link to that video is in the description. It's insane to me, the entire system of money. The worst for me is cryptocurrency. It's all an illusion that they made people believe has value, and now they can give you paper for your labor and give you paper for like natural resources. That would never stop being diabolical to me, the idea that this is something that is real and it's happening and we believe it. It's all a means to control people. Cut out bloody papers, put some imaginary value on it, convince all of us that there's value behind this paper, and now we take this piece of paper as means of exchange. And then now they are the ones in control of how much of the paper is going to be in circulation. They are also in control of how much value other people's paper will have, because of course they make sure that theirs is constantly up there, and every other person's paper is at the mercy of their paper.
I'm a woke motherfucker now, dude. And I am Gen X. And I played in the streets until the lights came on or it was dark. And if you weren't home, they were coming for your ass. And they knew where you were. I never had a phone. The internet came about and I was like, fuck that shit. I resisted computers. I just went to work and exchanged my time for money that they took in tax 50% of and sent it elsewhere for evil designs.
The part where he said he didn't have a phone, he didn't really have social media, wasn't really doing social media like that. People like him really is how exactly the government wants everybody to be. It's no wonder they want to ban TikTok, because that platform is opening people's eyes. People are going on TikTok and getting educated, learning about histories they never knew existed because them folks are burying all that ish up. Getting to know about really what's going on in government, the kind of ish that you would never hear on the news, we learn all of that on TikTok. And it's a platform that they cannot control the information that's on there, unlike, because it's not owned by none of them, right? Unlike Instagram and this one we are on, where it is their people that own it and they can control the kind of information that they will let fly. It's different on TikTok. Yes, TikTok has its own issues, but you know, that platform is, it has its perks as well. But they want everybody to be ignorant as to what exactly is going on here. Because when we are all ignorant and have no idea what's truly going on, that's the only way you believe their lies. That's the only way they can use you for their wicked, selfish, diabolical, sinister, inhumane agendas, and you would blindly follow it thinking you are doing something good here, because of course they'll make you feel like this is the right thing to do.
People, we somehow have remained politically silent, being okay with our little bubbles that we create. I think that's what Gen X does, is create bubbles that make it okay to live. And what we're seeing as part of this waking up is the fact that we can't live in that bubble anymore. And this is why. I'm so fired up. This poor lady has worked her whole life. And her husband just admit to the whole world on TikTok that they can't pay their fucking bills. I say we boycott them, and I say we hit them where it hurts. I want everybody that sees this to follow Cancel My Clothing subscription or some shit like that. It's the guy on the internet. He's getting real famous, and he's putting graphs on his website of who owns everything, and it's the same people. Wise up. The only way that we can take control is to not give them our money. Spend your money at the local market, whatever money you have left. Grow a garden. Collect rainwater. Build a generator. Take out a credit card to do it if you have to, and quit paying the credit card, because it's a joke. But get independent, people. It's a movement. And if they can't control us, walk away. Walk away from the system. I hate it. There's only a few places free in the world, and I'm in Alaska. And I'm not in everybody's bubble right now. I'm in my own, but I feel it because of this app. I've only been on TikTok a week. This is my second video, and I'm fired the fuck up, people. Wake up. Do the right thing. Fight the corporations who own our politicians. Do not let them divide us. We are the same thing.
And it's a whole lot that there are people believing that is working to their advantage. There's also racism in there. Them being able to convince their people of this false superiority that helps the agenda of white supremacy, which of course them everyday white folks benefit from. If you want to compare what the everyday white person, the average white person gets from championing all of this rubbish, are they getting anything close from the few white people up there that are controlling everything? No. But they were able to convince these people that having these beliefs are okay, or it's even the right thing. You are better than these rest people, and have them acting in ways, moving in ways, navigating this world in ways that, yes, to a degree, they get benefits from it. But when you want to compare the real benefits, though, it's the few white ones getting the chunk of it all. If racism is actually not a tool that benefits, of course, all of them, but the main big people up there more, they would have come out and started trying to reconvince their people that, you know what, this is 2024 and we need to move on. But they would not do that because they benefit from it. But they are using their people, making them have these beliefs so that, of course, they will be navigating this world the way that they want them navigating this world, because it's when they navigate this world like that, that's how they benefit. Now imagine this white person. I don't know how much of a realization he's come to. I don't know if he's a rate to the cis person. But then imagine for a second that he is, and all of this is like, it's just coming and coming and coming at him, and he's seeing right through the lies and everything, and he's seeing the roles that he has played, hell, to his own disadvantage. Because everything that he has done thus far is looking at his life now like, how did I benefit from this? I was used, and I was used in a lie, and I believe this lie. So imagine if you have to now add rape to the season on top of that. If he has come to that realization.
We're all people trying to be okay, trying to survive. We're not trying to be greedy. We're trying to work for an honest living. That's what we thought our whole lives, that's what we were supposed to do. Exchange our time for money. We just don't want it taxed anymore, mother. Okay? We want to be able to afford our bubble. And we'll go back in that bubble when Gen X fixes this. I don't know what we got to do, but I'm on board. Thank you.
One thing is for sure, waking up is not fun. Waking up is heartbreaking. It can sometimes even have devastating effects. Waking up can lead to depression. I would know it wasn't easy for me when I woke up. I wasn't always this person. And of course, my waking up now, where I'm coming from is different from where he is coming from as a white American male, right? It's two different kind of waking up. Coming to find out that your entire life is a lie. Everything you've believed is a lie. The history you knew is a lie. The concepts that you champions, perpetuated sometimes even, are all lies. But at the end of the day, these are things that Black people have been talking about for years. Like, if them folks have been listening, perhaps from the very beginning, all of these issues could have been fixed, maybe. When other groups of people complain about certain issues, them folks don't listen because they are not affected, so they don't care. But now that it's starting to affect everybody, now, of course, they are waking up. And this is not me downing him or trying to blame him for anything. All I'm saying is that if only people listen to people, if only people listen to people more, a lot of the issues that we are going through right now would not be going through them. We probably would have gotten them solved years ago, hell, before maybe some of us were even born. But people don't listen. If only them folks don't have this habit of not wanting to listen to groups of people who don't look like them. I've been looking from the outside in, and I've been hearing a lot of these complaints for a good while now. A very, very good long while. But people were not listening. They were calling them woke and using the term in a way that was starting to look racist to the cis even. Because whenever they use the term woke, they use it in it had a negative connotation behind how they used it. And it was always used for Black people, in reference to how they act like, they know too much or they're always complaining. You get. But now, see, all the things that they've been talking about is coming back around now and is affecting everybody. If only they listen to the woke Black people, maybe, just maybe, it probably would not have gotten to this point, because they would have known this, and then they would have band up with Black people and the other people of color and fought the system. But no, because they were at the point in time they were benefiting, they did not have any need to see. But now that it's getting worse and everybody is now the one that is getting affected, now they see it. But guys, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.